We are live. Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Comic Crunch. This is a special episode because we'll be doing a spoiler review of Deadpool. And with me here is the one and only Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
Good.
All right. I believe you've seen the movie.
Yes.
All right, cool. Cool. Now, this episode is going to be interesting because we're going to be talking Deadpool first. And then we'll move in and talk Batman v Superman trailer a little bit more. We'll talk about some of the stuff from the hit fix, the poster of yesterday about, rumblings with WB. And then we'll move on to our weekly TV show roundup. So
you want to go that way first? Okay.
Yeah, let's go that way. I mean, because this is the important things. The shows are,
the shows are just as important.
They're important,
especially this week because they were actually all good.
Yes. So, but let's start off with Deadpool. So, what were your thoughts on the movie Deadpool?
I enjoyed it. It was fun. I cracked up. What can you really say about it? I mean, dude, Colossus throws up.
All right. I enjoyed Deadpool too. I put it this way. This is one of my favorite comic book movies ever. That's how high I'm rating it for me. I don't do scale. I know you asked me about scale yesterday, but I don't like to do scale. But for me, it's one of my highest rated comic book movies ever, period. Reasons is because they got the character right, spot on. They also did a good job with, action sequences. This is not Disney doing it. This is Fox, which is better. Just saying. It was fun. Colossus was there. Everything was just fun. It was such a good movie. The jokes were hilarious. Some of the jokes, man, we were talking about one right before, which I would still mention here.
To the Disney point, Disney would have never made this movie.
Yeah, Disney would have made this movie. I definitely agree. And but I liked all the juxtapositions. What I liked about it is the way Deadpool broke the fourth wall with ease. It wasn't just that he was talking to the audience. It was he was doing that sometimes while interacting with characters. So the stuff that you see, if you've ever read a Deadpool comic book, you would see him do in the movie in there, and his disregard for his body was very, very professional.
127 hours reference.
I mean, yeah, there's a reference to that. There was the reference to him Ryan Reynolds being the sexiest man alive in there. There was because it was the GQ magazine, or was it GQ or whichever magazine that does that. There was also the reference to Hugh Jackman doing that. And then even when he was revealing himself to his girlfriend, he still had a face of Hugh Jackman in front.
That was funny.
Yeah, so all the I literally was cracking up throughout this whole movie. I was like, they had reference to Green Lantern. They had a reference to the old Deadpool in the Wolverine movie with the little action figure.
And he goes, "This is my prized possession."
I was laughing. Some people just didn't get it in the theater. I was cracking up. Yes, when that came out, I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I love the fact that they gave digs, even the beginning credit scenes, as you're mentioning each. If you mention each cast member in there and the studio, and the way they titled it, it was just hilarious. It literally was hilarious.
Some overpaid tool.
Mm-hmm. A British guy as the villain, which is kind of like the standard.
You got
a hot chick.
The cameo had me rolling.
Oh man,
Stan Lee is the DJ to a
strip club. Yeah, that was great. It's really cool stuff. Now the should we spoil the end credits or people? No, let's not spoil it. Let people watch that still if they haven't seen that.
I loved, even though it was a good reference to a nice movie that I'm going to be watching over the weekend because my wife hasn't seen that movie, so I'm going to let her enjoy.
Okay. All right. No, that's good. No, I definitely see it again. It's the funny thing about it though. Even though I watched it yesterday, I'm still trying to process some of the jokes. Not like I can't remember. It's like my brain can't seem to say them right. So
you're not the one telling them.
I know, but the jokes were so good and so funny. What the beauty I liked about it though is that all the jokes you heard in the trailer were not even 1/10 of the jokes in the movie.
No, he kept joking constantly.
Yeah, I mean, he just it was like on a constant roll. You know, the jokes you've got with the avocado stuff. You know, when his friend that was like minimal. That was minimal altogether, compared to just everything else you got in the movie.
He did kind of look like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, he did. I mean, his friend was right though. He said he should, get into his own horror movies. Yeah, everyone was great. Everyone in the movie did a fantastic. Even the villain. I mean, like I said yesterday, he's not as memorable, but Deadpool makes him memorable because you remember two things. His name is Francis.
Spelled out Frank, but when I hear Francis, I think of Frank Underwood in House of Cards.
But his name is Francis. So for me, I will always remember Deadpool's first villain in the movies is Francis, not Ajax, the dish soap. Sorry. Oh man, but it's definitely worth seeing. I definitely recommend it. So no complaints there at all. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
He's just an idiot.
In what sense?
I mean, you punched Colossus and you broke your hand. You would think that doing it again ain't gonna work.
But reckless abandonment of his body parts, man. He doesn't care. He knows he's gonna heal. So,
the little baby hand when he was cuddling.
It was like what was that movie again? The spoof movies, the spoof horror movie was a guy with like a small hand. Like I can't remember the name of it, but it will come to me. It will come to me at some point. It was definitely good.
They used Colossus was a little too big, but I guess you could deal with it.
No, I think Colossus was fine.
He looked a little too big, like really big.
Yeah, I mean, but Colossus' size is always. I mean, I think they pushed him to the maximum size he's been. So,
like he said, Fox keeps messing with the damn timeline. Which one am I going to see, Stewart or McAvoy?
Exactly. That was great. That was absolutely fantastic.
And then he throws the hubcap like it's Captain Shield.
Yeah, there was so much. He threw so much shade to different things that you knew, especially to Fox. Like they made fun of Fox, the studio, X-Men as a whole, but things that you watch as an audience, So it was one of those things that if you watch any X-Men movie, it just even made it like more fun, the jokes themselves. So,
and that match kind of reminds me of the first one from the first X-Men movie.
What about it?
Well, just the outlook of the match. It didn't look like it was from the First Class era.
Yeah, it kind of did, and exactly. So you're not exactly sure where it fits. Also, there was a helicarrier, which shouldn't exist in Fox Universe, which means one thing to me. It means Fox and Disney have that silent deal that there's been rumors about, which is why Fox is doing the TV show, which is why helicarrier is there, because he shouldn't be there. That's S.H.I.E.L.D. So, I mean, just throwing that out there.
It was a busted down helicarrier.
It was still a helicarrier, though. It's
a decommissioned out of, junk. But at the same time, we had that. We had the Blackbird, which interesting.
Yeah.
Colossus trying to eat a bowl of cereal with the small. Well, let's be real.
But the thing about Colossus is that he changed to his normal form.
So his human form is not normal?
No. He just Colossus with metal, he can turn it on and off.
Yeah, but he left it on all day.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? Well, because
eating a bowl of cereal and the spoon is so damn small, it was like.
But because Colossus is played by two guys, two actors did the motion capture for Colossus. There's a bigger guy who actually is almost the same height that they used, and then they used another actor. So that's probably why they just didn't want to switch him back. Made sense. I mean, on that fact.
And Megasonic Teenage Warhead, she was cool.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she was a teenager. I mean, just like priceless. At the end, when she's like, "Yeah, you're cool," and he says something, she's like, "Nah, no, stop."
The '80s reference song.
It's like, yeah. It was a very good movie. Go watch Deadpool. I'll put it that way. Josh Blackburn says he watched it. Definitely. Jackie, hello. Hi, Jeffrey. Let's move on to Batman v Superman. Hello, Jeffrey. Also. So just any more thoughts on the trailer? I know we've probably watched it like 150 million times. Anything else you saw, you liked, you spotted? Tech Boom said he's already watched it twice. Damn. Excuse me. So anything else you want to add from BvS Dawn of Justice final trailer?
Nope.
Wow. I mean, you could like elaborate.
Nope. We did a whole little breakdown on it. They can watch that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a breakdown. The only thing I would say is to confirm, and when I watch it again, I do confirm what you said with those red things on the machine guns. There were little red things on the machine guns. Like when Batman goes through the floor, he tosses something actually from that point, and then you see like little red things on the machine guns and they can't fire, which I think we'll see more in the full cut of the movie.
I want to only just see him punch that guy where he punches him so damn hard. He looked like his face went through the floor.
Yeah, I agree. Jackie says, what kind of character arc are you hoping to see from Clark Kent? I'm hoping to see Clark Kent be more embracive. Because in Man of Steel, he was, I mean, he was an only child who lived a secluded life, and he didn't allow a lot of people in, So I think Lois Lane is the person that's going to let him open up.
Obviously, they get into a tub together.
Yeah, we know that part. But I think that's the kind of character growth where he's going to be more accepting because if you notice, in Man of Steel, Clark Kent and Superman are pretty much the same person. He's wearing a costume. In this, you're going to see that divergence of the two characters in a sense, where he is Clark. He's the Clark Superman when he's around Lois or anyone else who knows who he is. But at work, he becomes a little bit more of that different, Clark that we see. Not bumbly, but just a little bit different. And then, you get our traditional Superman with a cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just waiting for March now.
Tech Boom says Batman moving and fighting like Arkham games and trailer was pretty sick. Yeah, it was. I mean, that fight sequence was just killer. Now, I know I heard some people say those are probably all the action scenes we've seen in this movie, and I'll tell you, absolutely not. Remember, Man of Steel, everybody said the same thing too. And then after the movie, some people were like, oh, there was too much action at the end. So
if you believe that's the only action parts in the movie, then
you don't know a Zack Snyder movie at all.
Zack Snyder, you don't know nothing.
Yeah. Zack Snyder does that. Josh says, what was your favorite part in the trailer?
Batman beating them fools down.
Oh, Josh, are you talking about Deadpool? Just to clarify, but since we were all talking Batman, Superman here. So you said when Batman was just beating up everyone.
And if you're referring to Deadpool, I like the highway sequence. That was fun. Trailer.
Okay. For me, the favorite part of the trailer was the end. Because a lot of times, everyone says, not just because of Batman blocking it, but it's how Henry Cavill sold it. That was like this. Because if I was Superman, I would just be like, you're not Zod, so this shit ain't possible. That was like the best. There were so many cool parts in the trailer, but for me, that part was just like the, oh yeah, like you said, now you're gonna bleed. So, and he said, and Deadpool. For me, favorite part, there were so many parts I like, but the part that's coming to me right now is when what's the taxi driver's name was dropping them off and Deadpool was giving him advice.
Yeah.
That was so good. He's like, just be nice. Kill him. Oh yeah, that was so good.
But what was good about that is that same actor is kind of the same way in Blunt Talk.
All right,
Goofy.
I say.
Like he played the same. He played his role perfectly. Like I could have swore he was just in Blunt Talk again, just like all scared, talking, and all this and that. But that sequence was funny.
Yeah, definitely was. It was a good sequence. Tech Boom says part I loved in Deadpool was when he caught the axe and threw it back. Lost my shit at that. What happened when he threw it back? What happened to the dude? Like
blocked it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He blocked it with his other one.
That's true. Yeah. By the way, the movie was awesome. What's up, Will? Says Uche. What's up? Yeah, no, but in terms of B versus S, I think the trailer is awesome. Definitely check out a full reaction on that. Moving on to, you can still ask questions, guys, we'll answer, but moving on to a story that kind of broke yesterday, right after the trailer dropped. Everybody's loving it. Even the people who hated other trailers loved it. Hitflix posted out a video and a chat with a guy named McQueenie, who's well known in the industry. Again, I am not an industry person. I'm a tech guy, as you guys know. So, and talking about how, and let me go to Collider because they just had this thing up. I was watching the video earlier today. I think I might have Collider's video up somewhere, and I want to see the quote. I'm just going to read the quote from. Okay, so his quote is this: Warner Brothers is a little bit worried. The movie is starting to scare them. And it's scaring them because they're showing it to people. People are actually laying their eyes on the film, and response has not been exactly what I think they wanted. I would be surprised if Justice League starts shooting when they said it's going to. I'll be equally surprised if Zack Snyder is directing it. My guess is that it's not going to happen. My guess is what's going to happen is Justice League is going to be moved back, and Ben Affleck's Batman movie is going to take that spot in 2017, right?
Yeah, I think so.
2017. Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? I know I stated this on mine, but I want to get your thoughts first before I actually mention mine.
They're stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, let's be real. Either that or there's just a bunch of conflicting reports out there because, I mean, they screened the movie. People loved it. So who did you show this movie to? A bunch of grandmas in the middle of Kansas that don't know shit about anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. See, I think, like I said before, I think this movie at its worst will be good. That's it. So that's where I stay in terms of what I think the movie will be. But no, sorry, now, continue.
If they're expecting a $2 billion movie, then they're fucking stupid because they're not going to make that much money. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be, at best, Avengers money. So, and I'm saying Avengers Age of Ultron money.
So 1.2.
And that's a hit.
Yeah, I mean,
are you going to just flat out be like Disney and say we're disappointed?
No, I mean,
because, we only made $1.2 billion, but the first Avengers made 1.3 or 4. We wanted that kind of money. But let's be real. You handcuffed the fucking man so bad that his storytelling was a little off pace. We got Thor in a hot machine with no real explanation.
Well, I mean that is true. I think once this movie hits 900 million, it's already made money and it's considered a hit for WB. But my thoughts into this whole, because it's been everywhere. I usually frequent superhero hype message boards. I've been on the hype for years, since about 2000, I think. So that's my main superhero board where I go and geek out, and nobody knows my name. So yeah,
you just read.
No, I mean I comment too. I haven't commented in a while, but
you comment under an alias,
of course. Yeah. But the cool thing about it though is that the interesting about it is that going by his comments and what he's saying, Now, I'm not trying to discredit the guy. I don't know him. He's well respected. The guys at Collider respect him too, and and I think this is a case of stock manipulation. This is me. This is my own take on it, because Warner Brothers had and I told you this earlier. Warner Brothers had a terrible year last year, a very bad year for a studio. Almost every single movie they put out flopped, except Mad Max. That was the only movie, and that was where at the beginning of the year, when it was looking rosy. And if you look at the stock went through a whole ride, and from January 1st till now, the stock has been going down. And if you're a techie like me, you follow the financial trades too, you realize that Apple has a lot of money. Apple investors have been yelling at Apple to buy a company so they can jumpstart Apple TV and push it, past it. Apple TV is ranked number 4 compared to Amazon, Chrome, Roku, and I think one of those 3 before Apple TV. So they need something to surpass that. And the rumblings where Apple should buy Warner Brothers. Now, I'm not saying Apple will. I don't know. But those are the investors rumbling. And when you want to buy a company, you want to buy it as cheap as possible. So now I'm not saying that he is giving false information. He says he's hearing for some people. I'm thinking he's hearing false information too, or at least slightly edited information. This happens in the business world all the time. So I'm thinking this is what the case may be, because like I said, I'm looking from the trailers and I'm going, if this movie is not great, I think the worst it would be good. It would be even Man of Steel, where it's divisive, but you go, yeah, it was a good movie.
Dude, Man of Steel made $700 million.
660 to be exact.
Okay, so it made $660 million worldwide. That's considered a hit, especially when you are just now restarting your whole universe. Yes. You bring in Batman, you will make a minimum
a billion. Yeah. So I think that is what it is. Now, in terms of people seeing it, the other thing to note is that WB has screened it. Remember, Kevin Hujara came out months ago, not now. He said he's seen the movie and he's going to see it again multiple times. Now, the word we know is that the last time we saw it, it was good. Now, this is also coming from El Mayembe and the guy from Joe Blow, who said, look, all they've heard from their own people is that the movie is tracking very well. Now, Matt Damon said it. This is also, you can check on the web. Matt Damon said he hasn't seen it, but he's heard from Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck likes it. So I think, this is my thinking. I think generally WB is scared, not because of the movie, because WB is in a tight spot. You're a company that is not doing well. HBO is your only profitable franchise, and you're thinking of spinning it off because
HBO is theirs?
Yeah, they own the HBO. Yeah.
Now, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when you're thinking that way, you're scared because you're going, because basically, think about it. A couple of months ago in December, check this out. All the good news in terms of the screening for this movie was before January. The stock price was doing this before January 1st. After January 1st, go check the stock ticker. It was doing this, going now.
Yeah,
so
it's like even tech products. Apple launches their phone, their stocks go down. Then it goes back up. They all fluctuate. Yeah, At the end of the day, corporate bigwigs are only looking into their pockets, and they're afraid. They dumped $300 million to get this movie made.
I mean, sources are saying 500 million, but
if it's 500 million, it's with also promotion.
Yeah, I mean, no, even if it's 500 million, I think the actual cost that they're paying is about 300, because you're taking the tax credits from Detroit and all the places they shot, which is about 35% most places. And then you also take in the fact that a lot of promotions. You've seen Turkish Airlines. You're going to see a lot of tie-ins once the movie comes out. So I don't think it's that serious. I just think WB is just genuinely scared because their stock is not doing well. And look, if your stock is not doing well as a company and you have this great product, you're going to be scared when it comes out. You're like, please let it sell well. We know it's good, but we just want it to sell well. So maybe you're getting that. And also, it was great watching the guys from Collider, because they also, Christian also said something interesting. He said, it's like maybe an exec watched it, or somebody watched it, and he's not a fan. He doesn't know anything about
that's what I'm saying.
about superhero movies. So
They
let's
took it.
wait until we see it ourselves. You know,
They took it to the middle of Kansas and showed it to a bunch of grandmas and grandpas that don't know jack shit, and it was too violent for them. And they're like, "Oh, this is horrible."
see, but that's funny or different. The guy in Collider today, he does the DC stuff. I forgot his name. Yeah, he said he called his grandmother who lives in Idaho, and they were talking. He's like, out of the blue during Christmas, she said she's gonna go see Batman versus Superman. He's like, what? And she's like, I know Batman and Superman. He's like, you don't watch comic book movies or anything. He's like, I know Batman and Superman, so I'm gonna go see it. That was it. So, which is another thing why a lot of people miss. I was telling people that they missed the idea of the second trailer. The second trailer was not meant for us. It was meant for the general audience, the main general audience who saw that trailer and went, Batman, Superman fighting, and they see Doomsday go, oh, damn. That's what it's for. This last trailer was to tell us, go watch it multiple times so that it reminds everybody else they need to go watch it. And I think that's it. We have a couple of comments here. Jackie says, if Batman Superman has a divisive response, it still has $1 billion and Snyder will still be on board. Tech Boom says it'll be a hit just because it's Batman and Superman. Together in one movie, response might be mixed or good, but it still make a good amount of money. It's already tracking at 154 million right now. Now, that's the current tracking, which most likely will change and increase by the time the movie comes out, weeks in and all that kind of stuff. Second City Saint 52 says, if you don't see Deadpool this weekend, you are effed up. Come on. You should see it, but let's take it easy on people. Go see it.
I had this discussion last night with one of my other guys that I do a chat with, and he doesn't feel that Batman versus Superman is going to make $1 billion. I'm like, you're an idiot. The movie opens the same day in China as it does here in the States.
It's the same day in China, Korea, and Japan.
So you are smoking donkey crap. This movie's going to make its money and then some.
Yeah. Josh says, at Booredatwork, you seem like a nice person, nicest person ever. Thank you. Trust me, I cannot be nice. I just, I have different sides. Ahmed says BvS will make 1 billion in sleep. If it's amazing, it will make 1.7 billion. Well, we'll see.
Not that much.
We'll see. I'm leaning towards the 1.2, 1.3, which just says true. Ahmed says box office mojo's reporting is baseless. Tickets still haven't sold. Yes, it is. It's not based on tickets, but they do have certain algorithms that they use in terms of, and also with social media tracking, the highest tracked movie still right now is Batman v Superman. So that pushes there. Ali says hi. Hi, Ali. Uche says, hey, good night. Don't say good night, man. Stay around. Yeah, so I think this is it. Like this is from the Superhero Hype Boys. Somebody was like,
here's WB's problem.
What?
Harry Potter died a few years ago. They haven't had a hit since Harry Potter's franchise ended. They market their movies very stupidly. They expect more than what the movie should actually make. That's why they're in financial problems.
I mean, yeah, it's part of it. I mean, part of it was also last year they just had they had a slate of terrible movies. And it wasn't even marketing.
Movies that aren't appealing.
Yeah, like that. Like I said, they had bad movies that they made. They had the Pan movie that they made last year.
Oh God, Pan. Yeah, let's put that at the beginning of summer.
Yeah, no
one wants to see that hog posh.
There were so many movies that they had that in that slate, which is why it's which again gives you understanding of the nervousness, because this DC slate, they want it to start. But again, like anything else, you would just be naturally nervous. So I look at it as being like, this report is something where I think the guy reporting was just reporting what he's hearing, or things he's hearing left and right. But I think it comes from a point of two things. One, there is a financial stake in it, aka investor relations, people trying to buy the company. And two, there's also another stake in it where WB is starting off something fresh. So there's going to be some jitters. But everyone else hasn't heard anything pertaining to Zack Snyder moving or things like that.
To Ahmad's point,
yeah,
WB distributed the Hobbit movies. the Westing Company made them. They fronted the cash.
No,
all
I
that
think
money is split.
No, yeah, it's split though, but still.
And at the same time, I enjoyed The Hobbits, but they milked it for what it was worth, and they're lucky they made what they made because those movies could have been better.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Interstellar was also a big hit with them, even though they split that with Paramount.
That movie sucked.
Oh, what?
Interstellar dude, it took me 4 days to finish that piece of shit.
Okay. Let's just stop right there before you even insult me any further. You need to go and watch our 1 hour, 30-minute geek out session, Interstellar, myself and Sam. Okay, look. See,
you two, because y'all didn't have me. If y'all would have had me, I would have broke down some shit to tell you.
Thank you, Uche.
Guy was an idiot.
Thank you, Uche. That was an insult. Now, you know what? I'm pissed. I'm gonna take my shirt off. But look, one of my close friends does not like Interstellar, and I know why. Interstellar was for science geeks, and it was so beautiful.
I love science movies, but that shit bored the hell out of me.
Oh, no.
It took me from when I was wide awake and put me to bed.
You know what? I'm sorry. You know what? Let's go back talking about Batman v Superman. Yeah, that was awesome. Because thank Uche. You know what? I didn't want to talk about it. Thank you, Bradley. I'm feeling. Oh man. You know what? I'm about to break the fourth wall. Dive in there and just smack him a couple of times. So Ahmed says, here's a report from Hitflix. Inaccurate. He states that BvS was decided upon days before Comic-Con 2013. That's untrue. Snyder confirmed that it works days before MOS. Everybody reports everything they want to, but official word is from Snyder, so that's real. Uche says, no offense, man, but F you in the most polite way possible.
Hey, everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
No, not in this case. You know what? We need to find a way to. Daryl, really, Daryl? You know what? Let's just move on to other topics now, because now we're having people supporting you saying it was lame.
Well, but everybody, dude, it's like, oh god, he got caught in interdimensions, and he's the one pushing the fucking books off the shelf. Oh my god, I felt like I was watching a Twilight movie.
Twilight is great. Twilight Zone, you mean?
Yeah,
bullshit
Twilight like that.
Yeah. Jackie says,
you really enjoyed the Twilight Saga?
Oh God, no! I have never watched a single movie. No.
Okay, you said Twilight was great.
No. Uche says, yeah, let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Let's peacefully move on. Let's go away. Let's not get into it. Jackie says WB needs to take a deep breath and relax. I definitely agree. It should. And I think one of the things that we mentioned yesterday is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And somebody said this on Superhero Hype message boards. Again, I've spent so much time there, but it made so much sense to me. He said a lot of fanboys, a lot of fan media, aka YouTubers and people like me, or at least who do a lot of comic book and movie stuff, have this. It's almost like an Apple thing. This is this stuff that we go through with Apple and everybody else, right? They love Disney. Everything Disney does is like solid gold. And every time WB does something, there's always angst. Like Man of Steel had so much angst against it that when you talk about Man of Steel, it becomes a divisive topic. Like as soon as Batman v Superman was talked about, it was already divisive. Like people are going, oh, how will Batman beat him? And then I'm watching people's reactions. It's fun. Yesterday, I watched so many reactions, but everybody was going, oh, how will Batman do it? Like half the people, I'm like, have you not heard of kryptonite? Didn't you see in one other trailer that Lex Luthor had kryptonite? You think Bruce Wayne won't have it? I'm like, I wanted to slap some people yesterday because I'm like, you do not know your source material of the things you say you love.
Oh boy, someone's in a slapping mood.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're doing it reactionally for their videos. It could be, but it's one of those things where I was like, "Are we seriously?" When people were like, some reactors were like, "Well, I didn't know what would cause the angst between both of them." I'm like, "Well, once I saw Wayne Tower go down, that was enough for me." And again, this is Batman. And if you read a Batman comic, this guy will take anybody out who is threatening human race, can destroy everyone. Which is why if you read the OMAC project, which storyline. Batman basically created ways to defeat every single person in the Justice League, and somebody stole it from him and used it against the Justice League.
Yep. I saw that anime.
That's all you need to do. That's all you need to know is that if the only way to bring down the Justice League was a plan from Batman, then you know there's something wrong with the dude, and that makes sense in this movie. So it's one of those things where, I think a lot of the fanboy media, a lot of the fan media, not fanboy, fan media in general has been divisive to DC properties in a sense and not giving it the benefit of doubt, say, let's see. Even though after Man of Steel, like I said, did well, it's $660 million. It's a good movie. It made a lot of money. But people still just haven't done that. And then somebody, of course, said that, this report is just from the Disney ninjas spreading out lies and rumors. Ahmed says, let's see. A second, also, the movie has not been screened outside of execs, film crew, also confirmed by Snyder. So which kind of goes back to Collider point, where I say maybe an exec watched it and he just didn't understand what he was watching. Ahmed says, lastly, look at the timing of the BS report right after the great trailer. Classic clickbait. Very true. You could have dropped it the day before, but they were waiting for the trailer to drop because as soon as it dropped, that thing dropped also. So it was already done. It was waiting and it was waiting to drop. And finally, Ahmed says, this is why WWE doesn't want to connect to TV and movie universes. General audiences can be so effing slow. LOL. Okay, Bradley says exactly. Batman was kicked out of the Justice League because of that. Him knowing how to defeat all of them. That's very true. Yeah, great. Yeah, it is stuff. All right, let's move on from here and go to. Is there any news that we care about this week? Just in case.
Donnie Yen replaces Jet Li in the Triple X movie, The Return of Xander.
Oh, cool.
Cage. So Jet Li dropped out.
That's good. I mean, well, it's I like Donnie Yen though. Donnie Yen his mom is a Wing Chun grandmaster in Boston, and she still teaches there. And I think she's like a grandmaster. She's 10th degree black belt. I want to go there. She slap you around the face all over the place. Me again.
No, she won't slap. She could probably hurt you with her finger.
Anything else news-wise before we jump into TV? Oh, the Huntsman trailer is out. You can check that out. I was not impressed.
Transformers announced their next upcoming movie slate all within a year of each other.
Yeah, and the 2017 one is same day as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but why are they making a Bumblebee movie?
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, Bumblebee also got a movie announced. Why are they giving him a effing movie?
Is Shia LaBeouf coming back? Doesn't tell me I watch it, man.
Dude, just do it. Bumblebee don't even speak. So why is he getting a movie?
Shia LaBeouf.
Man.
Shia LaBeouf, man.
But see, here's the kicker. They announced this movie slate. The franchise is all coming out within a year of each other. How are they going to manage? Unless they're filming 5, 6, and 7 all in one shot.
Yeah.
And then that means we're getting 3 more goddamn Michael Bay movies. I want, as much as I enjoyed the first 4, I'm ready for a change. I want a different take.
Yeah. Daryl, I like Sunshine. Sunshine is a good movie. Apocalypse trailer. What Apocalypse are you talking about?
30-second teaser.
Of what?
X-Men. Apocalypse.
Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad. You say Apocalypse, I think of anytime people say Apocalypse, I always think of where Darkseid's from. My bad. Sonic is getting a movie. I know. I do even want to talk about that one. Let's just throw that aside.
But it's an anime.
No, it's animation mixed with live action.
Oh God, no. Well, yeah, you could do that because you could have the stupid egg-looking man be the human, some big fat guy running around in a spaceship.
Jackie says, "What does it take to make Superman more popular again? Maybe Batman v Superman can do it." I don't think anything can. I don't think in our general mindset of how people are, as what I've seen, I don't think anyone can right now.
The problem with Superman is the fact that he is unbeatable.
Yeah.
He is conflicted, so you can't write him good.
The thing is that Superman as a character is, his writing is very subtle, and so you have to. But the thing is that the thing about it here is this: is that they are building up the world to make a great sequel for Man of Steel. I think. Like I said, there's the pamphlet from what do you call it again? Turkish Airlines from Metropolis and Gotham. I was reading the part on Daily Planet. The Daily Planet is owned by a guy named Morgan Edge. Morgan Edge in the comic books was part. He also owned, I think, the Daily Star, but they switched it around in the movie. But he was part of an international crime organization called Intergang that Clark was investigating that has ties to Darkseid in there. So again, they're laying all those little eggs. And then you also have the fact that LexOS is launching the same day as the movie, which they did a lot of stuff with Comic-Con in New York. That is the basis for Brainiac. That is and to me, that's a much better storyline to tell in a Superman, personal Superman story, because Brainiac goes personal to him and then on a larger scale, not just somebody who beats him up, which is why I keep telling people that Doomsday is perfect for Batman v Superman, not for a standalone Superman movie, because that guy don't talk. The guy can't say anything, so it makes no sense.
Brainiac will be a good villain because, let's be real. Who are we gonna get? The Solar Man again? We're gonna make the quest for peace.
Nah, you do Brainiac. You still have Lex sprinkled in there. You can do a lot of things. Maybe Bumblebee original story. Hell no, no original story for Bumblebee. Sorry, because we already know where they came from in the first place. Unless
if you're giving me a Bumblebee solo movie and he has a little team like the Robots in Disguise anime cartoon that's on the Cartoon Network or wherever the hell that shit's on, where he's the new leader. Because if you watched Transformers Prime and you watched the final movie that they did for it, Optimus Prime disappeared again and leaves Bumblebee in charge.
Of course, he has to. Steven says, why is Michael Bay allowed to make movie steals? Because his Transformers movie made $1 billion. That's why.
Yeah, the last two made $1 billion, and when he makes 13 hours was pretty decent. Pain and Gain was good.
So that's all. As long as you're making money for the studio, that's fine. Ahmed says Superman is already popular. Best way to make MOS2 with Brainiac as villain. Uche says Apocalypse trailer. I saw it before Deadpool started. X-Men Apocalypse was crazy. I think that would be way better than BvS. I don't think so. I don't trust. I don't trust Bryan Singer's world building, especially if you read the story of Apocalypse, he's going to change it anyway. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be great. But I find I'm having a hard time buying Mystique leading that team, a team of teenagers anyway. So I don't know.
But she's leading it because she ain't coming back.
Who knows? Who knows? Apocalypse still looks like Ivanhoe. Sorry, not interested in Apocalypse. Says Bradley. Bradley says they killed Superman when they made that shitty movie where he was in the hospital on life support. You mean Superman Returns? Yes, that is when they really killed Superman. It was not Superman 4. Superman Returns was the death of Superman.
Bryan Singer.
Yeah. Also, the milking of the fame of Jennifer Lawrence. Mystique should not be the central character in Apocalypse. I agree. Steven says, look, man, every of his same shit, Bad Boys, Transformers, 13 Hours, Teenage Mutant is no. TMT is good, Steven. TMT is good.
TMT has nothing to do with Michael Bay besides a production company.
No, it's still a lot. You can see his fingerprints on there. Those are his guys that directed it, his people.
But he's just producing.
Yeah. No movie did X-Men justice. Thank you, Bradley. Somebody who finally agrees with me. I look at X-Men as an Elseworld storyline. This movie is like,
yo, come on. We got Deadpool making fun of it, so it did something right.
Oh yeah. No, X-Men. No, Deadpool is different. Deadpool is not. I don't consider it X-Men. I'm considering Ryan Reynolds, who loves Deadpool, making that movie. That's pretty much
you got Ryan. You got Deadpool talking about which Professor X.
Michael Boyer Stewart. Got confused the timelines. All right, let's keep sending the questions. Let's jump into TV shows. Starting off with Supergirl. What do you think?
It was a fun episode. It's done what it needs to do. Every week it gets better.
I would agree. It was a good episode with Black Mercy.
I mean, just a big, overgrown, ugly-looking tulip on her chest.
Yeah, it's a very good storyline, especially if you watch the animated version where Superman had it. Like those are the kind of things that touched on where like Superman literally, I think it was Batman or Martian Manhunter that saved him out of it because he was lost. He was like, "Man, I'm in Krypton. I'm home, baby." Like he was gone completely. So I like that fact. I like the fact that her aunt died. It was cool because I think they need to wing down the Kryptonians to someone who really wants to fight her. Her aunt was teetering on, this is my niece thing too long.
But I'm tired of these Kryptonians.
No, I am, but I'm saying like because the aunt is dead, at least it's giving us a character with Non who we know he's going there to do his job.
Oh,
he's strictly there to do his job and not to deal with this family. Like there's enough like emotional drama with the other characters. Getting the aunt in once in a while just doesn't add as much flavor. It doesn't add any needed flavor in there. So
it's just overbearing with all the Kryptonians and the fact that it's just her and Martian Manhunter taking them on. Let's be real. We know your cousin's out there. Just bring him in and let him kick their ass.
I mean, true, but the one thing I like is that it seems the Kryptonians have a plan and they don't wish to get into a big fight because the plan will probably solve all that for them. So I like at least that strategy in there. You don't have to. And at least we saw only 5 Kryptonians this time, right, in the room when he called them out, which was like, I was like, this is a much manageable number, not this, 40 or 20 they had in that episode. I was like, what is wrong with these people? I mean, come on. Yeah.
And then you got 2 people in love with her. Oh God, not that shit.
Who? Which 2 people again? I can't remember. I've forgotten.
The tech guy, he still has feelings for her. And now Jimmy all of a sudden.
Oh, Jimmy, no, Jimmy's always had from day one, man. Jimmy wanted his own personal Superman without Superman.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Ahmed says Kara should not end up with Wynn or Olsen for the reasons Olsen is just as likable in this show. I like Jimmy Olsen. Look, you know what? The reason why I like Jimmy Olsen is that every iteration of Jimmy Olsen has been such a weak weasel, at least just even in terms of looks. I'm just glad that this guy looks like he can defend himself from a regular fight because Jimmy Olsen in the comic book is always Superman, save me. That's all he does. So I'm fine with that. I haven't watched a single episode of Supergirl. Never caught my attention. It's a good show. It's getting, like we say, it's been getting better every week. So can't complain about that. Jackie says I'm digging Supergirl a lot. Plus, she's hot.
No, Uche, we don't watch Agent Carter.
Yeah, I mean, I watch Agent Carter as a full batch. So I always wait till the end of the season to watch it. So I'll give you my thoughts once the season is done on Agent Carter. And no, we don't watch Lucifer. Everyone was going to ask about that either. But sorry, he does, not me.
I'm not wasting my time with Agent Carter this year.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Moving on to Tuesday, Flash.
Yeah, depressing. No more Expanse.
Yeah,
but I have to say this week's Flash was a really entertaining.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot.
It was good. It was good to see Cisco reverb, man. And now that he knows he's got a huge power complement and just seeing the future and stuff.
The only issue I had with the Flash this week was, Joe, take care of my daughter, Barry. Do good by her. Do good, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering like why he just died.
That was the only issue. Other than that, it was a strong episode. Yeah. And his goofiness around his wife that he didn't know was his wife.
See, the problem always I have with all these heroes and shows is that you're going to Earth 2. You're going to see people that you've either hated, killed, or whatever the case may be. You need to get the initial shock and play it off quickly. I just didn't get that they were like, like especially when you saw the first Firestorm candidate and they're like, oh, I'm like, why are you even afraid? You can take him out right now if you wanted to. I mean, come on, Barry. You know, like,
I mean, he didn't listen to what the useless Jay Garrett said.
oh yeah, now we know that Jay Garrick has been a druggie. but that leads me to believe that again, it is him. His doppelganger is, aka, on Zoom.
Did you see the new trailer that was released today?
No, I didn't see a new trailer. But before we even get to that, what I liked about this episode is what they showed us. Remember, Flash is crossing over to Supergirl. We've seen the first images out this week of them shooting that episode. But once he was running through time, we saw the other 52 Earths. The breach is only open to Earth 1. The comic books, DC's multi-universe is 52 different Earths. And right now, Earth 1 and Earth 2, there's only time the breach is open. Even though there were 52 breaches, all were to Earth 2. And then when he started running, they showed the Flash, his dad as the Flash in the 80s. So which means one Earth, his dad is the Flash. 90, sorry. One Earth, his dad is the Flash. They showed Legion of Superheroes ring. They showed Supergirl flying through.
Well, she was the first one.
Yeah, so they showed so many different things. They threw different images.
And the sad thing was all they did was just take her face off of. They photoshopped it flying. That was it. It was like the intro that she has.
Yeah, she has to just put it in one of the bubbles, and that was it.
Yeah, but they did that. They probably added that once they confirmed.
Yeah, it was there exactly, and it was great to see, and I won't be surprised if you look closely. There's probably a hint into like the greater DC movie universe, something small. Who knows what? It might even be the Legion ring. We don't even know, but something small that hints to that. When you're like, oh shit, we didn't even see that. Like
when we discussed it Wednesday, I broke it down. I'm like, we saw Carter Hawk or whatever the hell his name is.
Carter Hall. He's
going. His little references to, I believe it's episode 6, where they're going to show him in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Jonah Hex. His is episode 11, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So those two characters were shown for Legends of Tomorrow's sake.
Yeah. So
see, what they should have done was had Oliver Queen, all old as hell with the long ass beard and no arm, in that little preview. That would have been hot.
Yeah, I don't think they've shot that episode yet. That's
probably not, but still,
that's probably why.
You could have CGI'd the hell out of that.
That's probably why. But it was pretty cool. It was a very good episode. I enjoyed it. I liked the helmet power, which is straight from the comic book from Flash. Where he was like that. No, but the thing is that in the comic book, that thing actually has more effect. They just made it light. I was like, why? Why did you downpower this thing? Because he doesn't have enough power to. He's older. In the comics, he's older. He's not strong enough. So he uses that as his main punch because he's just amplifying you, hitting you with metal multiple times, and that just knocks everybody out.
I saw it. I was like, okay, that's different. And then when he goes to run, he trips over himself like a freaking jackass.
Because when you're a druggie, man, what's happening? See, the drug in the comic books, this is what's going to happen. The drug in the comic books is called Velocity 9.
Yeah, they're going to get there eventually.
Yeah, he's using Velocity 6. Now, I'm thinking how they beat Zoom is they use a version of Velocity 9 or maybe 10 to amp up Zoom for overload. And then Barry, of course, can beat him. I don't think Barry's going to use it, but I think that's what he used to beat him.
Sorry, Bradley, but I think Barry's dad ain't Zoom.
No, I don't think so. I think it's Hunter Zolomon, man. I think it is. Velocity 9 side effects are never good. Yes. Ahmed said they should not have killed Reverb. The biggest problem with the episode was Earth 2's Joe's shitty death and Killer Frost lines when she said, I'm never going to repeat it. I was going to repeat it. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, this is making me so hot.
Yeah.
When she said that, I thought they were going somewhere else.
Yeah. So that was that episode. It was cool. And then let's move on to Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow. It was okay. It picked up this week. It wasn't bad. It just shows us that Malcolm Merlin was just a power-hungry bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I get all that. Arrow's lost it again. Those battles on the street look so corny. Nothing is tight in Arrow anymore. The only thing that's tight is the other storyline. I mean, I just want to know what mythical stuff that guy wants to dig up. I'm not concerned with the Arrow storyline anymore, because now I know. Okay, at least the good thing we know is that the person who dies is his son.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the son.
I think it's his son.
It's gonna be the baby mama.
No, I think it's his son.
Baby mama.
Well, one of those two. His past life will come back to haunt them. But
what Malcolm pulled was a bitch move.
Oh, Malcolm pulled a very bad bitch move.
Oh my god! When I watched that episode and he's threatening him in that warehouse, I'm like, dude, you just realized that he manhandled you this time around. You really stood no chance in that sword fight.
No, but that sword fight was also very weak. That was not a good looking sword fight. I'm not impressed with the fight. Me and my fight scenes, man. Like,
okay, look.
No. I'm not.
Nothing will ever equate to a fight that's martial arts.
No. My problem is that the fight scenes in Arrow season 1 and 2 are better. That's what I'm judging it to. Like, again, like when we go to Legends of Tomorrow, it's better fight sequence than I'm seeing in Arrow. So I'm going, whoever's doing the stunt choreography in Arrow needs to go. And that camera is too wide, too panned out for the bad choreography. The camera angle is good, but the choreography is terrible. It is bad.
I was glad. What really also got me was, Nissa, you want to trade this Lotus liquid, but yet you invite the idiots to your lair where you're hiding out. I mean, you're just a stupid leader.
Yeah. Let's never go there. Jackie says she thinks it's Diggle. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's a good one though. That will hurt him.
It's a good one, but I don't think they're gonna kill any of the core cast. Diggle Wiggle, he ain't going nowhere.
Diggle. His name is Diggle. Ahmed says you can use
kill anybody. They kill Diggle's brother, but they're not killing Diggle.
Yeah, but killing Diggle's brother doesn't mean anything to Arrow. So, I mean, it's fine. But yeah, they need to fix things, because I'm slowly. The only reason I'm watching this show is out of respect for the first 2 seasons. At this point, right now, I'm getting to that point where I'm like,
Well, if they go back to being Damien Dark heavy, then it should pick up again.
Yeah, story. But if they keep the choreography tight, it will keep me there. Please, I'm begging you guys. Please.
Yeah, the choreography has sucked. Yeah. I mean, but I also attribute that to the fact that he wanted to take 6 months off and become a housewife and make souffles. And
no, everybody's choreography has sucked. Even like I said, that last fight in this last episode with what's his name again? Theo's father, Malcolm Merlin. Who remember the fight he had in season 1 with Malcolm Merlin? And remember this? Look at this fight. It's a paltry version of it. It was terrible. I remember that fight when the city was earthquakes and everything going around. I was like, yeah.
But season 1, Oliver wasn't trained by Ra's al Ghul to handle a sword.
No, I'm saying the fight scene in season 1 was much better. I don't care whether he was trained or not, but it was just much better executed. It looked good. This one, I was like, that's it? And then he just chopped up. I was like, oh, I was so annoyed. So annoyed. I went to just go and slap somebody in there.
All right, slap a rage. It picked up this week, but it has been a pile of shit.
Yeah, Jackie says, but damn, Catherine Law is sexy as hell. Yes. Katrina, sorry. Definitely check out in Spartacus, Blood and Sand. Oh yeah. I said that too well. Let's move on to Legends of Tomorrow. I told you you're going to be parked there in 1980 something for a little bit.
1986.
Yeah, you're going to be there for a while. As expected. It was a good episode. I liked it.
It was okay.
It was good.
I'm having issues with Ray. He's just a stupid idiot.
You're playing him that way.
Oh my god! For being so smart, you're so stupid.
They're playing him that way.
I mean, the criminal tells you don't push that button under any circumstances, and you do it anyway. It's like, oh.
No, what I found terrible about that scene was the fact that he didn't wear his suits. This is not them scouting the chick, right? Where they did. He should have come in worn his suit, turned that down, shrunk down, and beating up that woman. Anyway, like as the woman was saying, "Hey, don't make sure you turn it up," and he's like, "All right, sure." Down, zip, smack, gone.
No, because it's a 2-part episode, so
Yeah, I know how they do. They always do these little things that I'm like, but it is what. On that, it was just a good episode. It wasn't bad. It was good.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't like the previous two where I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it was an entertaining episode, which you see it's more of a setup episode.
Yeah. Bradley says, "Miss Legend of Tomorrow because of Deadpool, but totally worth it." Yeah, you can catch it. It was good. It was fine. I mean, it's definitely. I would say watch it over Arrow anyway. So that's my thoughts. But yeah, that's pretty much it for TV shows. Next week.
Since you don't want to watch the 100, you want to let it build up.
Yes, you know why? Because after I like right now I could be watching Expanse from beginning to the end, but no, I listened to you and watched Expanse. So sorry, I'm building up the 100 and saving that.
Dude, you can start watching Colony or The Magicians. Let those build up.
No. I'm never, dude. I'm doing too much. I have a lot of stuff I have to do. Plus, I'm also listening to an audiobook.
Which one?
It's a book series called The Fear Saga. Fear the Sky, Fear the Survivors, Fear the Future. I'm on my 3rd book. I have never read this much. Listened to this much books in a short period of time. I don't like reading books that much. I'm just not a reader.
Amen, brother.
But I'm telling you, these books are absolutely fantastic. The whole time I'm listening to it, I'm like, should they make it into a TV show? Should they make it a movie? Which one would be better? That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, it is so good. It is really good. It's about an alien invasion, but it's not a typical alien invasion. I just put it.
This sounds like something Sam got you on.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I like, if I'm going to listen to anything, it's sci-fi usually. But the book is really good. Just because there's espionage in there. There's a lot to see, and the alien race can literally wipe us out. When I say literally wipe us, I'm not joking. But it's how they move forward from that is so amazing. It really is. So check it out. Check The Fear Saga. In terms of comic books that I read, but I read comic books. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's the pictures. I know.
Max 30 pages, dude. It's quick.
It's the pages. No, I mean, no, comic books. I've always read comic books as a kid. Which is, I know, like most people were like, well, you finished with like a science degree in biology and stuff. How the hell do you do that? I was like, in school, man, I need to get good grades, or else my mom would whoop my ass. So yeah, I read that one. Other than that, I just don't like to read in general. Yes, Bradley, I read my comic books. I have a couple there sitting down, which I need to spend some time to read though.
You used to go to a comic book store?
I haven't found one in Brooklyn yet. I had one down the street, my house in Massachusetts. Yeah, I would go down. I'll go to the comic book store. I'll pick a couple of series. Me and him would chit chat about comic book movies, and I'm like, yeah, just make sure you keep the next ones for me because they would sell out too. I mean, he got like a certain amount every week. He'll get maybe 20 or 30, and they'll sell out. So I'll come in and get my comic books. And when I realized how much I was spending on comic books on a weekly basis, it went from I would buy 3 comic books, which is like $2.99 per comic book, right? So it's $3.
Series.
Yeah, no, it's usually DC Marvel comics I'll buy. Once in a while, I'll buy a hardcover. But it went from me buying 3 comic books, and then everybody, they start introducing all these big sagas, which means you have to buy the side stories. So it went from me spending literally $9 for comic books all the way I started spending like $50-$60 for comic books on a weekly basis. I didn't even think about it. It was just like on running retainer until when I did my taxes one year, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
That was me one year on movies.
I was like,
no matter what the new release was, I bought it.
Yeah, but I know. I mean, I was just like, this is way too much. So I definitely agree. Bradley says, I hate reading too much, studying for my degree, but the book is so damn huge, then I cry every time I open it. What were you studying for, Bradley? What put you to tears there? But yeah, so that's it. In terms of comic books, I'm reading Superman Volume 1, Earth 1 Volume 1. I haven't started yet, but there's ones I'm going to start reading. Which one of the upcoming comic book movies you think would be a dud? I don't think Gambit is coming out this year. I think it's going to be pushed. You hear?
Regardless, when it comes out, it might still be a dud.
But this year, no, I don't think anyone would be a dud. None. The only one that will have potential to be a dud is Doctor Strange, but it's Marvel. It's going to be good enough at the very least that you go, even if you didn't like it, you're like, it's all right. So I don't think it'll be any duds to say.
Dude, their movies now average $500 million.
Yeah. So I think what we will see is, I think this year we're going to be blessed. I think we're going to have like Deadpool set the trend. It's like this. It's like Deadpool, then Batman v Superman, and then you have Civil War come down, and then you have Apocalypse spike it up there again, and then which other movies next?
Teenage and Independence Day.
Forget Independence Day is going to miss it.
I don't think so. I think Independence Day is going to do pretty well.
I think it would do well enough. I'm not saying it's not going to do well, but
then you got the Suicide Squad.
Then you got Suicide Squad.
We forgot Star Trek.
Yes, but it's not a comic book movie though. Sci-fi.
They got a comic
after the fact.
It doesn't matter, but they got a comic.
As Jackie, it's cool you read comic books. Funny how times have changed. Yes, it has. Bradley says computer TIA. I lost. Can't remember. Time to start something. I don't see how Batman could ever compete with Superman. Oh, Kryptonite. Remember when, if you watch the trailer, Batman fires the gas grenade and catches it? It's most likely gas grenade with Kryptonite. It takes a while for it to work. And I think the way Kryptonite works in this, it slows him down.
CompTIA. What is that?
What is CompTIA? I'm completely lost in terms of degree. But I think Kryptonite will slow him down, and the effects hit when he throws that punch. And he's like, huh? That's what's going to happen. So, all right, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for joining in. Love you guys' comments and all that fun stuff.
A+.
All right, I'm completely confused now. One more question from Jackie. Actually, there's two more questions. Do you think fans are worried about the DC lineup because no one is Kevin Feige role helping shepherd? I think that is a myth per se. The DC brain trust is the CEO himself said he's taking charge of it, but the head of creativity is Jeff Johns, who you saw on TV. He's the one who actually is plucking the storylines from the comic books. And then the directing creative is, what do you call his name? Zack Snyder and his wife, the production company. And the last piece of the puzzle is Ben Affleck in there. I think he came in later, but I think he's the last piece of puzzle because you know, with him doing the Batman movie, writing and directing it, even though he says he's not directing yet, that would be the next person who's going to start, you know, building out their whole world. Even though Kevin Feige is the main person, you know, you see that he's not the main person doing all the picking and choosing. With DC, I like the fact that Jeff Johns is picking the stories and helping them match together. So I think that'll go well.
Computer tech certification.
Okay. David Foster said, did he get injected with kryptonite and still win other people? No, he didn't get injected with kryptonite. I don't think it will be. I think it's just be a grenade of something that inhales kryptonite dust. Once you inhale it, it's in your blood. It's going to take a while. That's probably why when Lewis came, he was looking all disheveled. You remember when he's holding Lewis in the trailer like this? You can see his face looks like he just finished that fight. I think either...
Could be.
Yeah, maybe that's when, you know, like Batman's about to beat him to pulp and he's like, wait, my girlfriend's here. Hold up a second.
But the good news is we get The Walking Dead back Sunday.
Yeah, Walking Dead's coming up Sunday. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Who like Better Call Saul, that's Monday.
Yeah, Walking Dead's coming back. We'll be discussing that next week. Stay tuned, enjoy, and catch you tomorrow on The Weekly. Bye.